what are you doing now? I see your logo. I love your logo. I love your channel, your social media. I'm impressed. I'm happy to be part of this mastermind we're part of. I got to meet you. Talk to me. What are you doing now?
I feel like the path that I'm on right now is kind of like, and it's interesting. You see, we're in this program. Um, I'm in the process of, the best way I can describe it is how to how to how to create the movie of my life, of my own life.
Love
And
it.
I think about, and it's funny because my logo there, and it wasn't intended to be that way, but it's kind of like the thing I've been thinking about is that how to become the superhero of your own life. And by that mean, like, you know, um, you could be a superhero for your parents, for your kids, for the other people around you, and how to be an example for others. And that's where, like, a guy like, so for me, I'm on a journey to I feel like I'm on a journey to reinvent myself, and I'm on a journey to then create that next version of myself. That's why, like, for example, we talked about the Wes Watson. He's the one that got me motivated to work out because, and again, being mindful of, you don't have to absorb everybody's, like, when you're following somebody, you have to absorb everything they do. But one of the things that really resonates with me is being a representation, right, of the best version of me. And one of that is being physically fit. When somebody sees you, they're like, okay, at least this guy looks like he has some discipline and he's taking care of himself and being an example. So for me is I'm looking more at, like, what is the life that I want to lead, and how can I be an example for others and become that person as best of my ability. And to me, I want to move. I've been in the real estate niche for a while, so we're looking at maybe spreading out a little bit more. Where my specialty has always been creating information products. Even though I made money in real estate, I've made a significantly more money in the selling, in the selling of information products. And to me, I would like to start teaching people how to do that, using the frameworks that I know, so that if you're somebody that's a thought leader, you should have a course. You should have a way that then people can reach out to you and say, hey, I want to work with you and get help from you, and be able to, expand what you do, right? So to me, it's like, just going back to what you said, is that's why I like the symbol there. That I had that logo done about a couple of years ago, but it's almost like, if you think about Superman, it's the symbolism. It's kind of like the same, but it's not ego driven. It's like, how do you become the best version of yourself?
I love
So
it.
then now people look at you and say, by example, they're like, you're inspiring me to become my own version of my best self.
I agree with you. That's a
Yeah.
really good point. All these influencers, self-development people I look up to. And I thought about it one day, I love Patrick. I love, Tony Robbins. A huge fanboy of Tony and stuff. But in the end, like, no one can come save you. Only you can save yourself.
Yes.
And I think if we can put ourselves in that same pedestal we put PBD or whoever you want to put in there, same way, I think it'll impact our life much more than what we think. You know,
Yeah, because if you it's it's a better thing if I try to change you. That's one option. But if I change myself in a way that makes you look to me and say, wow, I'm really, you have inspired me, Chico, to do better than what I'm doing now. And now that is a more impactful change because it comes from internal or from you. But at the same time, it's like you're leading by example.
as a leader, you have to, right? I mean,
Right.
that's a part of it. So, Chico, your YouTube channel, what are you doing on your YouTube right now? What are you doing with it?
Right now we're in the cohort, but I'm trying to figure out what I want to do because the real estate channel has been in real estate. But I feel that I'm not I don't want to make real estate content like I did before. So I want to kind of expand. And part of that is, aspirations of expanding. But at the same time, as we all suffer, is through the fear of leaving the safe nest that you always resided in. And now you're moving into a new place that is uncertain and you don't have, you're not really sure how it's going to work out. So part of that is having the courage to move forward and expanding into that next, into whatever that next endeavor is going to be. So for me, it's just, I want to widen the audience and talk about other things. And I think that the best thing I always find that the best content is to share the journey that you're on right now with other people, because through that journey, then they also affect their own journey. And so that's the thing I've been thinking about, is changing my content to be just more on what is the journey that I'm on, including all the trials and tribulations and the bumps and the bruises, and that way other people can benefit from it.
That's beautiful. That's